All right, so good evening, everyone. Jose J. Garcia, real estate investor, coach, and mentor. We got another Let's Do Deals. Let's Do Deals every Tuesday, 7 p.m. EST time. This is where we pitch the best off-market deals. That's mobile homes with land, mobile home parks. We got a lot of things happening, a lot of land packages. They're rolling in, is what I call it. They're rolling in now. So it's not for people to sell. And you see that, you see that throughout the year is hot peak times, not so many people are buying, not so many people are selling, not so many people are interested either way. And then suddenly everybody's selling again. Real estate is all location, location, location. Mobile homes is timing, timing, and timing. So for some of you out there right now, if you're focusing on trying to invest in mobile homes, don't be so hard on yourself if you cannot come up with a deal. Start establishing that relationship. Right now, it is build relationships and buy tomorrow. When these sellers, when these whoever it is, whether it's direct sellers or wholesalers, bird dogs, whoever it is, when it's time for them to sell, okay, they will connect with you first if it is that you stay relevant. So stick with that. Be consistent, okay? But all right, so TikTok, good evening. Instagram, we have quite a few people. Zoom, my apologies, we're still spinning. My goodness, that's not good, but okay, let's see. So I'm going to start with this announcement real quick, and then we're going to jump into the deal. So you know what? I'm going to have to put TikTok down because I want to turn the camera over for Instagram. All right, let's see here. So yeah, bear with me. I got bias after the bias here today. And all right. Join our 2-day live. That is coming. That is right around the corner. A lot of people are asking, but not that many people are signing up. We are only about 6 spots away from being maxed out. That is the Shadow event 2-day in Warner Robins. That's Central Georgia. For those of you that are asking for the exact location, we do not disclose the exact location, but only to the people that are actually joining the event. That's going to be October 1st and October 2nd. October 1st is an all-day classroom sitting. We're going to be talking about every step of mobile home investing, followed by 4 speakers that are, a few people are trying to join us, that are going to be covering different topics from LLCs, corporations, cash flow, creative financing, how to use credit cards, PayPal for mobile home investing. Look, guys, this event here is, we used to have it once a month. It is now down to what we're thinking of quarterly. Next year, we may be looking at 1 or twice a year. So something that you definitely, if you're serious about mobile home investing, learning how to create that passive income, you need to join. As simple as that. There's a lot of things that we can do, bring you the topics, cover as much education as we can on here, give you nuggets, whatever, all exclusive, but we cannot be there for you. That's one step that you're going to have to take. So definitely visit jgarciamhlive.com if you want to sign up. Any questions, send us an email. Okay, let's get right into the deals. So the fact for today, weekly rentals are not allowed by mobile home park managers. That actually came through a few emails. My park will not allow our mobile homes to be rented weekly or daily. I'll say this: you should not be renting daily anyway. You're not a hotel. You're not a motel. I mean, can you realize the stress of trying to get a housekeeping or even yourself trying to clean up daily? That's just aggravating. But you can, in fact, if you have the right business relationships with the park managers or park owners, you can do every exit strategy. How do I know? Because we do it. Now, some will not allow it at first, but again, it's all how you come in. Come in by start adding value. Always add value. How do you make their lives better? How do you make their lives easier? You'll realize that the more business that you do with them, the more they're going to allow you, the more they're going to trust you, and you just carry that on. What you say you're going to do, keep it, and I assure you they will allow weekly rentals just fine. Okay. So top right corner of the box, that's always the newest deals that we have, the newest inventory. If anybody is interested in helping us infill some of these pads, you are welcome to do so as well. Okay, so Lakeland, some of you have been asking, Central Florida, when are you going to come up with more Central Florida? About 2 years ago, we had about 50, I think it was about 56 mobile homes that we had down in Lake Butler. It was not far from Lake City. That was, I mean, the park itself was around 500 mobile homes. So you can, imagine how big the park was in itself anyway. But it was around mid 50, 55, 56 mobile homes that we ended up taking, and all of them rehab. Within the period of 3 or 4 months, every mobile home was operating in that park. It's a beautiful thing. That is how you add value. From our standpoint, being able to come in and obviously we pitch our credibility, make sure we get in there, and then we bring investors, but doing what you say you're going to do. We were able to turn that park from doing, I would say 94, 95% to 100%. That was a beautiful thing. So that builds us up for the next part. And the next part, don't forget, one seller knows another seller. One park owner knows another park owner. So it gets easier and easier to start getting more inventory, more deals. Whenever somebody does get evicted or somebody moves out, needs to sell a mobile home, who do you think they're going to call or try to connect with? It should always be you, but you're always building that relationship. So that's what we're doing. Lakeland, Florida. Okay. This is lot 321. This is a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath. Year, make, model will get you directly if you email us on there. We got the ARV, after repair value. Once you rehab and make it beautiful and move and ready, you will be at, I'm going to mute a couple people here coming on, avoid some background noise. You're going to be around 19,000. Okay. Rental rate in this area is around 750. It is very much Airbnbs. If some of y'all are looking into that, I can tell y'all now that it's something that we can approve with the community. I'm going to give you one advertisement, one announcement at the end of the call. You need to wait for that as well. It's going to make y'all's life even easier coming along. Okay. Asking for this unit, it's only $4,500 at this time, or best offer. So here's some of the pictures. Again, I'm not going to spend too much time on these. If any of y'all don't have the new sheet, and I know we changed the links, I get it. Some of y'all have been emailing me saying the sheet does not work. You know, one thing I can tell immediately is you haven't been on our calls, because I've been announcing that, hey, any of y'all don't have our new link to our new sheet, send us an email. So if you're still asking why yours doesn't work, it's because you are behind. Okay. All lumber on the flooring. So remember, as the way we check is electrical, roofing, and plumbing, the biggest 3 expenses that can be. Something to keep in mind. That's what we get a picture of the electrical, because that checks out. The flooring, you know, lumber is sky high, it's still inflating, and that's just part of, but you have to obviously do your homework, and it can still be an investment. This one here, the majority of what it has is real lumber, so the particle is gone. Okay. And let's see. All right, let's go to the next one. So these are all in the same community, very small community in Lakeland. It is actually about 8 minutes away from another park that we will be taking over management. That's going to be my announcement here in a few minutes as well, so stay tuned for that. But all right, next one is lot 222, 222. It's another 3-bedroom. This is not 1.5. This is only 1 bath. Okay. Your make, model, again, we'll share with you. The numbers are going to be the same, guys. The numbers on these 3 units, they're the same size, same years, makes. You know, it's not going to change a whole lot. Half a bathroom is not really going to be a make or break deal, if you will. Rental rate $750. We are getting the lot rent, by the way. That's something we're working on, a couple things, because it does include utilities, water. It's going to be the sewer and possibly the trash. So just how we're going to be working it out. But stay tuned for that one. So another oldie here, metal on metal, my favorites. Okay, and again, look at it. I mean, these things are put together. You do not see a tree between the home. You're not seeing floors where you can cave in through. Now, you know, I do suggest that all of y'all, if you are interested in one of these or any other mobile homes in my inventory sheet, that you go out and see them in person. Always do your own due diligence, okay? Especially if you're not getting them from us. We take the time to go out there, review them, walk them. Yes, we walk every one of these homes you see here, but it does not mean that's what you should go buy. All right. So, and of course, the lighting is kind of crappy on these here, but you get the point on that, right? All right, let's go to the next one.
Okay, thank you.
And that's got the makeup name that we have right now.
Meet some more people. How long have we been on Zoom? Can anybody answer that question? How long have we been on Zoom? We still can't figure out how to hit the mutes. It's okay though. 3210, another single wide, 3-bedroom, 1 bath. Same with the year, make, model. Asking 4,500 as well. Rental rate $750. ARV 19,000. You know, these are numbers that we put on here to give you an idea, a base idea of what you're looking at. Okay. Again, you do your own due diligence. You figure out what you want to do. Get creative with this. Maybe you don't want to flip it immediately for 19,000. Is it possible that you can take this mobile home, make it even more beautiful? And I mean, again, guys, look, this home is put together. Okay. Minimal work is what it needs. Clean up. Definitely get rid of that carpet. I'm not a fan of carpet anymore. If anybody asks me what kind of carpet I use, none. I put vinyl. Okay. And I don't mean the vinyl sticky little squares. I'm talking about full vinyl. That's the way you need to go. Okay. Easier to put down and just lasts longer. Again, electrical checks out. But what about this one here? Could we rehab this mobile home and convert it into a rental for a couple years? Take a deposit down and do maybe around $750, $775 monthly. Do a couple years and then decide now we can either evict those tenants or give them an option to buy it. We'll go ahead and finance it to them, but we're going to up this number from 750 or 775 to, let's just say, 850, because now we're the bank. Plus you get to add interest depending on how you set that up. I'm not a CPA. I cannot give you legal advice, but it's all how you set that one up. And then maybe do it for X amount of years. What about a Airbnb? Like I mentioned, yes, this park allows it. See, park allows for Airbnb. Try Airbnb for the first time. Do it for a few months. See how it checks out. See how it works out. If it's worth your time, and then again, you can always convert it into rentals. We did a flip on what was an Airbnb. I want to talk to y'all about that. Okay, how do you add more and more value to a mobile home? You know, and I get asked that quite a bit. Is when you put the numbers on here, is ARV 19,000? Is that the final number? No. You know, that's what we're getting based on what is selling in the market the past 30, 60, 90 days. Very much like real estate, right? You find comparables, the same size, the same year, make, models, if you can, within a certain distance, and you compare them to that. Now, what could you do to add more value to it? By that, I don't mean coming in here and start putting different things on the kitchen, like countertop granites and all kind. You know, that's going to make it a better look, but it's not going to give you more money, if you will. I mean, if it does, it's going to be minimal. You're going to end up adding another 3,000-4,000 into the rehab that you did not need, and you're going to get maybe instead of 19,000, maybe 20,000. Is that worth your time? No, you cannot do the above. So what you can do, however, is what about appliances? If you can come in, and we don't put appliances in our units, you know, stoves, fridges. One of the reasons is we learned a hard lesson when we were doing rentals, because when people left or got evicted, somehow the fridge, the appliances always came out missing, and nobody ever knew what happened to them. Okay, so we said, okay, no more appliances in rentals. That's bottom line. We're just not going to add them. But then we started saying, well, the renter owns, or once we're going to finance, we're going to flip, whatever, we'll go ahead and put a fridge in the stove. Well, most people that came in said they don't like them. That's not the right color. It's not the right brand. I don't like it because of this, because of that. We thought, okay, so fine. We're not going to put any more appliances in those because people don't like them. It just makes our life easier. But does putting appliances on the in a mobile home add value? Absolutely. At minimum, it'll help you. At minimum, you can get the money that you put in. So let's just say you're going to be into this home for 7,000 all in. If you can get a used, and yes, we get used appliances. There's many places that refurbish them, used, and they're in great condition. Let's say you spend 500 on a fridge and a stove. Could you get at least that extra 500? Absolutely. But the winning key there is going to be that now it becomes more desirable. People more liable to buy the mobile home because it already has quotations of appliances. But what if you wanted to take another step further? Now, let's, instead of just putting the appliances of a stove and a fridge, let's go ahead and put some couches. Let's go and put it beds, TVs. Let's make this a real true move-in ready, AKA like an Airbnb. And that's what we did with ours, which I mentioned in a second. Would you be able to sell it for a lot more if you had everything in there where somebody could simply move in and bring absolutely nothing? Yes, absolutely. Much like staging an Airbnb, you may come into another 2-3 grand maybe for the furniture, staging it, etc. But instead of 19,000, I would be around 30,000 at that point. We got a mobile home down in a very hot area, but unfortunately, and this will happen, is where Airbnb, you know, everything is reviews, 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 reviews. If they're great, you're awesome. If they continue to be great, you become a super host at one point, which is even more better. It's great. But if you start getting reviews, and a lot of times are reviews that you cannot control. Example, if I have a mobile home in a community and there's something going on with the road, or they keep cutting off the water, maybe the pool gets shut down, or whatever it may be, are those things you can control? No. However, when people go and stay at these Airbnbs and they're done staying there, they're going to count that against you. Why? Because you're the host. You are supposed to be, quotations, control all the above. So one too many reviews, and you start getting messages from Airbnb saying, if you don't fix or address the quotations, we're going to have to drop you or remove you from this listing to be able to do Airbnbs from now or ever. By ever, yes, you will never be able to list that home. Somebody said that Airbnb supposedly, when they mark a property, it goes by the address as much as the host. But supposedly, depending on why, if Airbnb drops it, even if a new buyer comes in and says, now I want to take over new Airbnb, they won't allow it. So it's definitely something to look into as well. But what happened in this one park is it just became, management became more and more absent. I visited the park community multiple times throughout the week, and I'm not sure they were ever there. It got to the point where a lot of theft was starting to happen. Robberies, people getting in trouble. You start seeing a little drugs. And again, you know, when you grade a mobile home park from A through, I go down to D, it is always about, you know, is there management in place? Are the rules, regulations, are they being abided by? Are there violations? All these little things may seem like a headache to a lot of people, but that's what keeps people in line, if you will. I use that term, and therefore the community stays a nicer community. When the park manager doesn't show up, less and less, then well, there's nobody there to enforce rule regulations and nobody really cares. One of the thefts actually happened at the mobile home during the day. Now, the question that came in, and this might be a little more information, is from the upper corporate is, where was the park manager if this home got robbed during broad daylight, during office hours? I had no comment to making that. Bottom line is at this point, we're getting more and more bad reviews through the community because that's what was happening on. So we gave that up. All right, so a few people are making it into the call. Awesome. Okay, let's see. Good deal. So we decided, you know what, we're not going to get a bad rating. We're not going to get dropped from Airbnb. We ourselves are going to go ahead and say we're going to remove this listing off the Airbnb and just focus in other areas. So now what happened with that mobile home that we have is obviously we had every appliance, every piece of furniture, everything. It was staged beautifully. And we do have listing somewhere on our sheet here, I think. We decided let's go ahead and sell the mobile home as is, obviously staged, put together. Housekeeping was in there taking care of it. So it was set stage for somebody new. And let's go ahead and move it off the community. We'll give the buyer that option. And sure enough, I think the list had lasted the whole 2 hours and we got way over what was asked. So, again, it's all about, where can you add value to mobile homes that is going to bring you more. Trying to do something pretty inside the mobile home to simply make it look better is not going to add value. Always think of that. What are my final numbers? Your ROIs minus your all in out of pocket. Because every dollar, every penny out of pocket is something you have to make before you actually start profiting. So it's a little story on that. But all right, does anybody have any deals? Got a couple announcements here. What is a lot rent on Lakeland? I'm thinking it's going to be around 400. If you're coming in late, the reason is because we are, I'm going to talk about management here in a second, but the reason is the park owner is currently putting together numbers based on, he is a new owner to the community. It's going to have sewer, water, and trash that he's thinking about either charging directly to the tenant or offering it as part of the lot rent. That being said, is it may go up a little bit or a little bit less. So, but I'm thinking anywhere from 350 to 400. So, y'all stay tuned on that. We'll definitely drop that on here and add the information. But management, everything we do to add value somehow. Well, we're always trying to make the system better. We're offering new exit strategies. We're offering new education. New events, live events. We're traveling. I mean, early next year, we're set to be probably up north. When I say up north, it is going to be Maine, New York City, Chicago. That's an area that we're focusing on as well as part of taking and being nationwide within the next 5 years. A lot of invites are coming in as well. If any of y'all that are watching this call now or the recording are west of Arizona, New Mexico, Texas, California, no, thank you, not yet. Send us an invite. If you have a home that you want to do a walkthrough, like what we're going to do this Saturday, we'll talk on that one as well. But one of the latest things that we're working on now is taking over management. If y'all visit some of these communities, and I mean, when you think of property management exists in, I mean, any commercial type of housing, apartments, duplex, triplexes, condos, even houses, they have a property management. How good are the property management? I cannot tell you from that standpoint. What I can tell you from property management when it comes to mobile homes, horrible, poorly, horrible. Some are okay, some are, decent, but I yet to see a park that is ran where I am just blown away. It is not. There's a lot of absentees, a lot of things that are missing. And me as an investor, us coming in from this standpoint where we invest in mobile homes, we see where there's deficiencies, which all over. A park manager, and I'm not calling park manager by any means, but a park manager, in my sense, should do more than just collect lot rents. That's great and all. That's definitely a service that has to happen. That's what keeps the community going. But what about the infills, the pets? What about mobile homes that are sitting? What about troubled tenants? What about houses that have no mobile homes that have no titles? Maybe issues with the core system. All these things can be addressed. So I started by coaching a lot of park managers. A lot of park owners will send them to me. We do Zoom, we coach them, and it kind of worked out. But it's one of those things where I believe in continued education, even for park managers. So instead of the above, I said, well, you know what? I'm going to take it one more step. We are right now in the process of finishing doing the property management. And what we're going to be doing is specializing in mobile homes. Who knows? Years from now, we may get into housing as well. But right now, what I want to do is create a team where we're going to take on park owners, parks, and we're going to run these parks for them, or we're going to show how it's supposed to be ran, the true actually maximizing the community parks. If there is a home sitting or an empty pad that is not making you money, but instead of costing you money, that will get addressed immediately. Now, what does all that matter to y'all and why I'm mentioning this here? Every service that we add, everything that we do is to create value. If we're taking over the management side into any community, therefore now our goal, one of many, is to maximize the park. Every home will be occupied. What does that mean to you? If there's distressed mobile homes, now we can open more and more. A lot of these parks have multiple mobile homes that are sitting and they can't sell them to us. They can't give them to us. They can't do anything. Why? That's the big question. Why can you not sell these mobile homes to us? Because there's some legality going on with the court. We evicted these tenants. They belong to them. They didn't give us our title, and I guess they're not answering our phone now. And it just goes into a list of excuses. We have bonded title companies we work with directly. Okay, so titles are not an issue any further. That's something that we can get, and I'm actually shocked at the timing. We timed one to see how it would take from start to finish, and within 3 weeks, we had a title. That included the actual bond, having an officer come out and verify the bond, T22s, for those of you that are familiar with the above. And we were able to get an actual title in hand within 3 weeks. So, again, that opens that many more opportunities. Now, these homes will no longer sit. Now we will have even more inventory than what you see on our spreadsheet here for you investors. And now we'll be managing the park. Everybody wins, but everything gets done accordingly. If an investor wants to try Airbnb in a mobile home park, will we allow it? If the park owner approves, and as long as everybody checks out, everybody approves, and everybody wins, I see no issues. One of many things happening, right? So let's see. All right, I'll check the chat box in a minute as well. And good evening. Quite a few people have joined us on Instagram. So that's one of the biggest announcements we're working on. So let me talk about the events. I know I'm trickling down to 7:30. We're about 5 minutes from this call being over. So time goes by fast, that's for sure. Let's see. All right, so this now we've already cut this, we're not taking any more members at this time, but I guess if anybody drops out, September 24th, this Saturday coming up, we will be live at our next live event in North Georgia. That's Marble Hill, Georgia, to be exact. Okay, we'll give the address to those who RSVP through our meetup. Our level up this time is not going to be in a conference room. It is going to be in an actual mobile home. We are going to do a walkthrough and show you, okay, steps of rehabbing a mobile home. This mobile home also happens to be on its individual piece of parcel real estate, so it's not inside of a community. And the topic we're going to be covering is closings, documents, due diligence. But how do you actually close and how do you do due diligence when it involves real property? Is the mobile home part of the real property? Is it converted and is it now real estate? A lot of things that go hand in hand. And when you think exit strategies, that's what we're referring to. Opportunities. So if any of y'all have not joined us, send us an email. We are, I think, 44, 45 people joining us at this time. So it's a double wide. But in case you have not been inside of mobile homes, they're not that big. Mobile homes are not that big. So it's not the one we're looking at. It's going to be a double wide, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, but still, that's a large crowd to be bringing in, but it's awesome. It'll be a great event. 7 days later, okay, 7 days later from that, we will be live in Warner Robins. Here it is, the shadow event. That's the one I wanted to talk to y'all about. Okay, all these people sending me questions, and I can't wait for the next event. I don't see y'all on the call, by the way. Yes, I know you're probably watching it on YouTube, but I don't see y'all joining these calls. A lot of you can really, truly benefit from learning how to invest in mobile homes, how to create passive incomes. Some of you, most of you, and I mean, I did it myself, is replace my salary by investing in mobile homes. You want to learn, you have to take action. First key to taking action is showing up. Bottom line, you have to show up. I can't do that for you. October 1st, we'll be down in Warner Robins. Day one is classroom sitting, like I mentioned. You're going to learn every step of investing in mobile homes. Day number 2 is where we get picked up by a bus, a shuttle, and they take us out to communities. Now, at the event, we'll have 4 speakers talking about different topics. But day number 2, optional, but I highly recommend it. That's where we have park owners, park managers. We're going to have handymen, contractors. We're going to be walking inside of mobile homes that are being rehabbed, homes that are ready for the market, and homes like this one we're looking on here that are distressed. I mean, when I say distressed this home, I mean this thing needs minimal. But we will show you all the above. We'll show you how to grade mobile home parks, why you should or should not invest in a certain area based on numbers, markets. Some of y'all want to invest in mobile homes, but you have not figured out what is the as-is value. How do you know what to offer on something that you don't know the value? That just blows my mind continually. Okay, so we'll teach you what your MAOs are going to be, maximum allowed offers, and so much more on the above. Join us on that, GarciaMHU.com. You can also go to jgarciamhlive.com to join us on that. I think there is around 6 spots remaining available for that. So you definitely want to join us. That is our first 2-day event and our last one of the year. So you want to join. the rest of the week, okay, it's my last announcement. The rest of the week, I am going live every morning, 10 a.m. on Instagram, maybe TikTok too. I might go live on TikTok as well. But what I want to be talking is different topics and adding that much more nuggets, that much more education. So yes, I'll take questions. You know, obviously, tomorrow 10 a.m. we'll be covering lean bots. I bought a lean. What does that mean? I bought a lean. Okay, well, I bought a mobile home that I failed to do a due diligence on. I rushed the process. This was early in my career. No excuse. Serves me right. Okay, you live and learn. And then I find out it had a lien on it. Over $1,000 spent on the above. I realized that, hey, I probably should do proper due diligence prior to actually investing. Good thought, right? Well, we're going to be talking about that tomorrow morning. So definitely 10 a.m. Instagram, join us on that. Friday, we'll be talking about the event on Saturday and other events coming up as well. Some of the topics we're going to be covering, but the following week, starting Monday through Friday before the shadow event as well, I'm going to be talking a different topic. If any of y'all have any questions, I'll see a couple comments here on Instagram. Definitely bring them on there as well. Okay, let's see. Good evening at TikTok. Hello, hello. See a few comments there as well. So, all right. And if any deals, y'all let us know. Let me see what else. I think I've covered all the above. So yes, great day today. 7 closings earlier today. It has been a rush day, but a beautiful one. Very productive and successful one. So, all right. I think that does it for this evening. Let's see here. Yes, I don't see anybody with any deals pitching. So, all right. Stay tuned for tomorrow night. Tomorrow night is another free all members coaching. That is at 7 p.m. EST time. TikTok, Instagram, Zoom. We'll be live on all the above. Okay. I don't want y'all to miss on that. Let's see what we'll be covering. Yes, the art of selling. Some of you can't sell mobile homes. That's unreal. You realize how many people need mobile homes? Affordability housing. I got a mobile home. I've rehabbed it and I put it on the market, but nobody's interested in buying it. You're doing something wrong. It is not the customer. It's not the client. It is you. We're going to fix that. The way of branding, marketing, advertising, and the way you're actually pitching it out there. So 7 p.m. Stay tuned for that. All right, Instagram. Everyone have a good night on here, and the same for Zoom. Good night, everyone.